Lifers, I'm back. It's Ashley. I'm actually back today with a review of a product. First and foremost, before we get into that, I would like to tell you to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification and like this video because that helps my channel to build. So we're going to be doing a review of the new Makeup by Mario SURREAL Skin Foundation. This looked really interesting to me because I know he's known for his complexion when it comes to Kim Kardashian. And I thought if he comes up with a foundation, it's going to probably be good. It says that it's supposed to be a natural finish, long wearing foundation. And that sounds good because my favorite foundation is the L'Oreal Infallible, and this is considered natural. It's not matte, it's not dewy. So if it sticks to that claim of natural foundation, I hope I like it. So I prep my skin with Rare Beauty primer all over, my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer in my T-zone for my pores, and I set that with my Airbrush Flawless setting spray. I wanted a little bit of mattification because if this ends up dewy in any way, shiny or dewy, which I'm not sure if it will, at least I mattified my skin a tiny bit. So let's get into the review. So first, this is what it looks like. And I can see, I don't know if you can see it on camera because my iPhone sucks. There's little microscopic glitter in there, or shimmer. I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not. I guess we'll see how it looks on my texture. Actually, the bottle kind of reminds me of the Catrice True Skin bottle a little bit. And I love the True Skin. This isn't as long wearing as the L'Oreal Infallible, but this gives a beautiful finish and it's very full coverage. So I don't know if I'm supposed to shake it up, but let's do that just in case. It's always better to kind of mix it if it needs to be mixed. And then I just use, this is kind of weird, but I use a paper plate. I just find like they're easy to recycle, and I can spray it down there and do it almost like a palette. So it works for me. And I have the shade, this is what I ordered this online, so I have no freaking clue if it's going to match my skin tone. But I ordered 8N. I didn't see a full review. I saw a partial review, of the shade range, and they say it runs warm. So I ordered it in neutral because I do have a warm neutral undertone. I would consider myself a warm neutral. So I thought, okay, if we're going to do this, I'd rather not be too warm and I'll just go with neutral. So that's what I did. So 8 neutral. So if you have a similar skin tone to mine, like I always go like light medium foundations. And then if it's summer and I'm buying something for summer, I'll always go with medium, because I get actually pretty dark that way. And I actually was going to do one side with a e.l.f. beauty sponge. Now, if I forget how I got, these are like the fuzzy sponges. I don't want to do this because this makes everything so full coverage like a brush. I wanted to see what a normal like beauty sponge would look like. I look like absolute garbage today. But a normal beauty sponge would look like instead, because they seem to apply things in a little bit lighter. So I wanted to see the difference between my normal brush that I always use and then like a normal beauty sponge. So on one side, I'm going to wipe that off. One side, I'm going to use my Real Techniques 241 brush. And so my skin prep is exactly the same as I always do it. My brush is the same as I always use. The sponge, I don't use a sponge very often. I do to press it in after I use a brush, but I thought let's split it right down the middle and see how we like it. So shook it up. I'm going to put, how about we do this side as the brush side? It says it's medium coverage. Actually, that it seems so white, but that's actually the color of my neck. Oh Lord, I'm pale as pale can be right now. I always, that looks actually pretty nice. Wow. So this already I can tell is medium, but we're going to see if we can build it up. But for me, this is like almost exactly what my skin looks like. with the L'Oreal Infallible, actually. After the first layer. Wow. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I can already tell I'm gonna like it. Now, I don't know. I'm gonna do this as a wear test under a mat. I'm gonna be wearing a mask periodically through the day for my job. But I'm gonna see how this wears. But this is already not drying down, but like I would have thought that like the shimmer that's in it was more shimmery. It actually just gives your skin a really nice glow. And it doesn't stay dewy or anything. It just kind of dry. Ooh, okay, yeah. Gosh darn it. I hate when things are 42. I think it was $42. I think it's a price point. I'll let you know. And I'll let you know in the description box. Oh, dang it. I hate when things are more expensive. Like, I love the fact that my foundation is like $12. But I would say already it might be a little bit more, oh my gosh, it's like luminous, but like not glittery and not greasy looking. It's slightly more luminous than the fresh wear. I'm going to put on one more layer. So you can already see, I mean, look at my skin, how much better it looks and even. And it doesn't look heavy. It doesn't feel heavy. Good on my neck. It's so funny when you put on foundation, you're like, wow, this is way too pale for my skin. And then you're like, oh shit, that's exactly the color I am. And always do your ears. I have the zit over here. Because I was out drinking for New Year's, and that is a absolute disaster for my skin. Alcohol is. That's why I rarely drink. Look at that. Okay. Can we be sold already? I don't know. And then I'm just going to slightly press it in with one of my little... This is what I always do. I press it into my skin. This doesn't have anything on it. It's just... There we are. Baby, come on. Look like fucking Two-Face. It's like called the Two-Face guy. All right. I just put it on my elf sponge. Sometimes I'm a sponge girl, but only if it gives me the exact same. Like, look at it. It's really hard. Sponges just don't give you the coverage, and I hate... Like, if I'm spending $42, I want it to, I don't want to have to use a lot of product. And for me, beauty sponges waste too much product. Especially ones that are, this is even, oh, dang it. This is how often I use a sponge that I can't even control it. I just like makeup better with it. Okay, so... It's not horrible, but when I use a sponge, this is what okay, so see how I don't have as much pores there? Pores. But here, it like, sponges pick up your primer, and look at, you can still see here, it's like, kind of looks like perfection. Now I do have broken blood vessels here. That's what I love about my channel is I do not cover up anything. This is what my real skin looks like. So I've got broken blood vessel here. And sometimes I'll have to do a little extra coverage on that with a brush. But like, or some, a little concealer there. But you can tell it's just not as full. I would say this is light to medium with a sponge. I'll try to do a little, I hate wasting product. Because I don't get paid for YouTube. I'm just starting my channel. And so I'm not like a rich bitch. I can't afford to spend $42 on things and then waste the product. Maybe one day I'll get PR. See that? I just don't like sponges as much. They just don't give anything. I don't know. I think it's like the younger, I'm almost 40. The younger generation is so obsessed with sponges that I don't even think, I think because they grow up on them, that they don't even realize how much better a brush is. Now, if I use, like I said, this little, it's like a microfiber one. This is full cover. This is and you can see this isn't, I didn't use this one, but this is a full coverage sponge. It keeps all of your product on your face. So if you like sponges, but you don't want to break down the coverage of a foundation, these are perfect. You can get like a pack of like 4 of them for $10 on Amazon. Any brand will do. I don't think there's any specific. It's all right on that side, but this side just looks way, way better. See? And that's with a bright light blasting on my skin. So if we pull it back, that's probably what I look like to most people, and it kind of looks more even. Like it's not, but see here? This is a lot less coverage than here. So that's why I always like, I mean, brushes give you more coverage. So I'm going to press this in just like the same on this side. But it looks, and I never use it under my eyes. Concealer, that's where concealer goes, not where foundation goes. If you put concealer there, it's not, you're going to get too caked under your under eyes and it won't last. I guess I'll just stick with my Hourglass concealer for this one. This one is in Fawn. I am literally just doing the minimum with this. There, 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 there. I'll do here, here. Got a little here. Just, and the only reason I need to go there is because I don't have enough coverage with the sponge. So, and that's where some, so I take down my redness there. Just to make myself, see? Hourglass concealer is super, super full coverage. And I love every second of it. Super full coverage, but not crepey, lasts all day, and is also kind of a natural finish product. Now I'm seeing if when I put my concealer down, that it lifts the foundation. I don't know if it did or not. Not really. So I need to get the makeup out of my hair, but this is what the complexion looks like. I just set it with powder, which is, I use all the same products I always use. I use the One Size setting powder. One Size setting powder, and this is kind of what I got. Like I said, it actually is really beautiful. It's hard to pick up on a phone. I think it looks kind of blotchy in here, but it doesn't look blotchy in real life as much. See, I got one little broken blood vessel I didn't really cover up. I powdered, and that was literally all I did. I don't even have bronzer on because I don't need to have it on today for work. But that's how my skin looks right now. That's a sponge side, along with a lot of concealer because the sponge side was a little lighter. But, and then I added on, just because this is how I set my face to get my powders looking good, is Milani Make It Last. I don't think that this adds any longevity to makeup. I use this honestly because it's cheap, and it is the least long wearing of any of, it's more to press than the powders. It's the least long wearing out of anything that I own. So don't think this is gonna, and I always use setting spray. So I know that I'm still gonna be able to see if something works. Like some people won't use setting spray when they do reviews, but I always use setting spray. So that's not going to be the thing that is going to determine whether I think this is long wearing. It's whether it breaks down around my nose, if I get super, super greasy, if I have to blot a lot, if it's starting to rub off, then I'll know that this is not the foundation for me. But so far, it's really pretty. And I think neutral is the perfect, light, medium, neutral is the perfect way to describe it. I didn't find the neutral was warm, so I don't know where other people have said that, but this is good for me. So I'll see you hopefully in like 8 to 10 hours. I'll wear this and see if it really, really held up. I'm back. I'm in natural light. This is 6 hours and it just doesn't freaking look good. It looked good for like the beginning, but the texture, I don't know if it's because it is like light reflecting looking, like pearly in the bottle, that it just emphasizes. It looked okay at the beginning and I was like super freaking excited. But that was also under my my ring light that I videotaped it under. And now, like, I went into the bathroom and I was like, wow, my skin does not look that good. It looks really cakey and weird. And then my pores look really large, and I'm almost 40. I don't have horrible texture to my, I honestly don't have horrible texture to my skin. And it gave me like texture I don't have. And then like it stayed moist. Like it is, I am set. It is, I prep my skin the exact same way as I do with other longwear foundations. Set it with a mattifying setting spray just to kind of like lock that stuff in, just in case this was a little bit dewy. And then I powdered it with my one size powder all over my face. And then I used a setting spray because I wanted to give it a fair chance. Like, I don't think it's fair to set the rest of your foundations, and then when you're doing a wear test, don't set it at all. Like, no. So I did every single thing, and it's just like falling off my skin, and it's like stayed greasy. It's really odd. It like never actually set down like completely where I would feel like, oh, like it feels almost like moist, like I need to put more setting powder on. I loved it at first, and I guess if you were going out for like drinks with the girls and you were going out for like 2 or 3 hours, and that it might stay that way, but I'm at the 6-hour mark and it is not worth me staying another. I also need more Botox. I'm starting to get this thing. If you start to see that on me, it's because I'm due for Botox. Anyway, it just, I like NARS light reflecting. I like other NARS foundations. I love L'Oreal Infallible is just my go-to. Trying to think. There's a lot of even cheaper foundations that I think are better than this. And it looked really good at the beginning, and it looked like really pearly and perfect. You saw the beginning of my video. But I mean, and I went into another mirror that wasn't like a ring light, and it looked really bad. And so I would say if it was cheap, I probably wouldn't even return it. But this was $42. And honestly, for $42, I can't imagine keeping it. So I'm glad I have a receipt. Take it back to Sephora. It's not the tea for me. Maybe if you had perfect skin with absolutely no texture and you weren't almost 40 years old, like this maybe work for you. But for me, who doesn't have the worst skin, I mean, I've got a little, this is more just because I'm exhausted. I was in a car accident. Like, I did my beginning of my video, and then I was in a car accident, and I've been on the couch with back spasms since. And so I look like a little bit tired because my eyes were closed. So that's why I look like absolute garbage right now. I still have the foundation in my hair from earlier, but it's not it for me. It's a no for me, dog. So I'll return it. Again, maybe if you had the perfect skin type, but I feel like no matter what your skin looks like if it's a good foundation, it should be good for everyone. I understand that you have, because I have a combo skin. I'm not greasy, I'm not dry, and I understand that like some foundations absolutely don't work for dry skin or don't, but like a natural finish foundation, sorry, these are more thoughts. A natural finish foundation should work for most people, and this does not do it for me. And I wish it would, because I really love Makeup by Mario, and I trusted that he would, when it said longwear, it'd be longwear, but it just gets cakier with time. So what's the point of wearing it more than 6 hours when I like to have fresh, clean skin, for it to look even worse in like 2 or 3 more. So it's getting washed off. Maybe I'll film a nighttime skin routine real quick for you guys, a simple one that I use at my age, and put that as a short instead. But this will be up. I wish it would have worked, but it didn't. Bye.